And it is 10 a.m. on what day is today? Friday, January 7th. And this is the Meanfi Community AMA. I am your host, Michelle Triana, and I have with me quite a few people here. I have with me Mylene on Discord. I have Tariq and Durden also on Discord. And on Twitter, should have Adele, but I don't see him. So he'll probably make it here at some point. So we'll start. We'll get this going, and then let's see. This is the first AMA of the year 2022, and the first one after quite a few things have happened. Because we skipped the last one. We were trying to take a little mini break here after a lot of stress and all of the holiday season and the end of the year turn and a lot of different things. So we're going to try to make this one a little bit more lively and a little bit more different and try to really make it straight up AMA, mostly answering a lot of questions that a lot of people have. I'm sure we are in the midst of a lot of things, happening. Coming out of our IDO, we still have an airdrop that we have not distributed yet. I'm sure that there will be a lot of questions about that. A lot of questions about what's happening with the project and the timeline and everything. So I'm going to kind of like let the community drive this forward, and I'm going to try to limit myself to answering some of those questions. I'm going to address before we kind of get there a couple of things that I think are important for anybody that is worried about the because it's inevitable the amount of that in any down market, anybody or any amount of people are going to be just trash talking. Not only this project, every single project. You go to your favorite project, open their Twitter sphere, and like just scroll through. The haters are everywhere. I don't give a flying fuck about them, and you shouldn't either. The entire market is down in double digits. Bitcoin is on a 60-day rolling window. Bitcoin is down 30%. Solana is down 41%. Cardano is down 39%. The only like gleams of hope in the whole ecosystem in like all of crypto is Terra. And that's basically the least affected one. They're down almost 7% in the 7-day window. So if somebody is like squishing because our token is down from the IDO price, yes, we happen to launch in a really bad down market, but all of this is a very short time frame of just looking at what you have in your wallet and in your pocket, and you should have a much longer time period or time frame to do this. It would have happened to you if you had invested in Bitcoin in March last year, where everything was like $70,000 or whatever, $60-something thousand, and now you'd be like, oh my God, I lost my money. You didn't lose anything unless you sold. Okay, so go cry to your mother or to somebody else. Don't come cry to us. Like, we have no control over the market. This is how the markets work. And when anybody comes into a project, if you're not investing because of our fundamentals, if you're investing to make a quick buck, you know exactly the phrase I'm going to say next. If not, go back and read the tweet that we put last week. You probably are not very welcome here. Anyways, right? So for all of those who are investing in the fundamentals of Meanfi and Mean Protocol and the Mean token, welcome. Everybody's going through a rough time on the market. Don't get too sad. Things are going to turn like they always do. And when they do, you'll be very, very happy that you are part of this amazing community. So that is as much as I am going to cover on anything related to the token price, the market, or anything else. We are not financial advisors. Everybody needs to understand what they're buying in and what they're doing and what they're using. We have zero control over the market dynamics. Zero. We only have control over the products that we make, the things that we produce, the things that we are late with, that we are responsible with, so that we can talk all day long. We're late with the airdrop. We had to delay the IDO for a week. We were late for 4 hours on delivering the IDO. All of those things we can talk about because those we have control of, and we are and we carry a big responsibility on that, right? So, but anything that is related to the token price, just please keep it to yourselves. I don't know, buy a new handkerchief every day and cry to it. I don't care. All right. So let's see. How do we start here? Tariq and Durden, since you guys are on just looking at the AMA questions here, and you probably have a lot more visibility, do you mind maybe driving me through the ones that we want to go through first? We have 95 people on Twitter. Hello. Yep, I am on Twitter. And we have 98 people on Discord. So 200 people on the audience. That's good. All right. I'm going to start here talking to Tohid. Tohid is asking, can you explain about the breakdown of schedules? All right, so let's start with the first breakdown of schedule. The first breakdown of schedule was the delay that we had on the IDO itself. So everything was, if my memory doesn't fail me, everything was settled for, I want to say, let me open it up here because I probably have an old schedule thing, but everything was originally scheduled, like the IDO for December 17th. So no, actually for December 15th. So everything was scheduled to do on December 15th, and then we had to move everything forward for a week. All right, so that was the first breakdown of the schedule that we had. We made a long post about that. It is actually available on our Medium, but the primary reason was the Solana network was experiencing a lot of problems, and it was we had kind of every single project that was doing IDOs, specifically doing IDOs or on the launch pads of Radium, were causing the network to slow down because of bot attacks and other complications that were happening. So that, in combination with the market as it was at the moment, we were hoping that the market will recover in another week or so, and then we would also wanted to support the Solana network and all the validator networks that were struggling with keeping the network up. So we decided, working with the Solana Labs team and with the broader community, we decided to delay everything by 7 days. All right. The hope there was twofold. The first one is the Solana network will recover, which it did in about a week. And number two, that the market will recover also a little bit, which it did not. On 1 week later, from the 15th, which was the 22nd, which was when we actually ran the IDO. So that was the first breakdown of schedule, Tohid, as you called it. The second one would be that the distribution time for all IDO participants was supposed to happen at the same time as everything was going live on the exchanges. Now, looking in retrospect, everybody is a genius on some things that we should have done differently, or that we could have done different, but could have, should have. All of those things are good, but they are looking in the past, and we are not going to have another IDO. So there's very little productivity in analyzing much of the past if we're not going to be able to use those learnings in the future. But in essence, we had a delay. It was about a 4 hour and some change delay in allowing people from the IDO to be able to claim their tokens. and we had a somewhat I want to say problematic exclusive launch, I would say, where only people that were in gay.io were able to essentially sell the tokens that they had, or you could buy it technically anywhere, but only those that were in Gate were able to sell tokens that were essentially given out or bought in any other platforms. Not even Selenium. Like Selenium was also delayed about the same, actually a little bit more. People that bought in Selenium got those delivered, I want to say like about 5 hours into like post the accessibility of liquidity, and I understand that people might be a little bit kind of like disappointed. Oh my God, I didn't have access to my tokens exactly at the time that I was promised. But again, unless you were a high-speed trader or you just wanted to make a quick buck on the back of Meanfi and Mean Protocol and MeanDAO, you should not be that pissed off for a 4-hour delay on something. Given that on the basis of your intent, you are a fundamental investor and a fundamental long-term holder and supporter of MeanDAO, that should not matter that much, right? So all of those people that were complaining, all of those people that were like, "Oh, you like betrayed us 4 hours." I think that for the most part, they are people that were, again, trying to make a quick buck on the back of MeanDAO, and I have no answer for you. I don't even care to be your friend, to be honest. So that's the second breakdown in schedule, and that one is also relatable or very related. And we have, again, a Twitter thread. If you go to the announcements channel of Discord, you will see like the long explanation of what happened on that. And the basis of it was that we had we found a bug in one of our, every time that we do a money stream, we have, or that we do basically any kind of vesting schedule, we have to set up a treasury, and those treasuries have multiple configuration elements that you can set up on them. And we had one very specific kind of dedicated treasury that we had created for the airdrop and for the IDO, because the kind of distribution requires us to be measuring other things, like, for example, what is the allocation that has been granted to a specific person, and we don't know that beforehand. So like we needed to do some specific coding on the product to support those things. A few hours before, actually almost a day before we were scheduled to start the distribution, we discovered that there was a bug that prevented us from upgrading those specific kinds of money streams that we had programmed for the IDO and for the airdrop. And even though, like, you might think, well, why would you want to upgrade that? Well, because software evolves, and every time that we want to be able to improve the entire stack as we make improvements of the overall product. So at that time, we had to make a decision. Well, what do we do here? We don't have enough time to, like, we try to fix it with enough time, and we try to like figure out how we were going to how we would make those contracts upgradable. And we were not able to have enough unit tests and enough testing done in time in order to do that. So we made the call at that time to basically release everything unlocked, to everybody that had paid USDC or that had traded USDC on the IDO or on the launchpad directly, right? So anybody that had any kind of expense should not be kept waiting longer to get the things that they already paid for. Therefore, even though we wanted to do that as a vested contract, we thought it was better for everybody to just receive what they paid for. It's not ideal that we didn't deliver it in a vesting contract long term, but the risk benefit reward of getting a lot of other people with which rightfully so would have won the things that they bought in their wallets, would have been probably higher. So we decided to release all of the tokens unlocked to everybody that paid for it. Those are mainly the people that participated in the IDO and the people that participated in the Launchpad, in the Selenium Launchpad. And then the people that did not or have not paid for anything, the people that are receiving a gift from MeanDAO, that is the airdrop, those we are going to stick to the schedule and the plan of doing a vested drop, that is a vested money stream with a 10% unlock at the beginning and 90% unlock over 24 months. And because we had not been able to work out the bug in time, we decided we were going to delay the airdrop for another week or two. All right, until we get this sorted out. All of this, mind you, happened right on the verge of everybody being already on scheduled vacation, or some people being on scheduled vacation. So we were short, partially on staff. People wanted to go on vacation. Like, we were working all around the clock throughout the end of the year and whatnot because of this mistake that we made. All right, we took the necessary steps to have the most fair resolution that we could find, and we think that that's still the best resolution that we could have done given the circumstances. Now, and that is where the delay on the airdrop, which is the other or the last delay that I can think of here that you're mentioning, has happened. And with that, hopefully I covered the 3 delays that we have had on as of lately, as in like in the last month, I would say. First delay was the delay of the IDO itself, 1 week. Nothing to do with us, was outside of our control. The network was misbehaving, and it was going to be a shit show if we go in the middle of a choppy network with dropping transactions often. The second delay happened because of a bug that we discovered earlier. We didn't want to go live to production with a bug that could theoretically, on the long term, affect some users when they wanted to upgrade their money streams to support additional functionality, and they were going to be locked for a long time. And not being able to upgrade and missing new functionality as is being added, it was going to be in detriment of those people, and they were not going to be able to take the money out of the money streams that were started during the IDO into the new ones because of that thing. And delay number 3 is the airdrop, and that is because of the same reason. And that is really the only thing that has been delayed. If anything, the IDO and the Selenium Launchpad, what they got was accelerated. They accelerated all of their vesting into basically being completely unlocked rather than partially unlocked. All right. So since that was a very long question with a very long answer, I want to kind of give an opportunity here, Tariq, if you want to add any more color to the thing, or we're good to move to the next one. Tariq? All right, cannot hear you. Let me... Adele, by the way, I saw you now in the audience on Twitter. I invited you as a co-host there. All right. So let's move on to the next question in the meantime. Tariq, we cannot hear you, by the way. Huh? All right. Let's move on to the next question here. Hey, guys. We know you have a lot of things in mind, so let's hear. Oh no, that's just a commentary. All right. Can anyone summarize the last AMA session? No. Hi Michelle, how are you doing? Hey Hamed, thank you very much for asking. I'm doing great. I'm feeling a lot better. I had was a little bit of a stressful time, as you can imagine, for all of us in the team on the wrap up of the year and everything that it had going on. All right. Tell us about being listed in exchanges, in central exchanges, I guess, because we are already listed in Gate. We have also available liquidity in Orca with pretty good rewards as well, by the way, in Radium and in Aldrin. So all three dexes have pools that have been working since day one. And on all three, you have liquidity mining programs with pretty sexy returns in there as well. So go check them out. When it comes to additional exchanges, probably if you go right now to, I want to say on CoinMarketCap, I think is where those, so there's like two exchanges there that are kind of weird, and I don't even know what they are, ZT and Hotbit. I think that they're like, I have no idea. I think that they're like scammer exchanges. There's no freaking way that we have 400,000 daily volume on ZT. I don't know. I think that they're very unreliable kind of exchanges. None of them talk to us. We cannot also control, by the way, who decides to list us because the token is open source and is on a public blockchain. Like, all they have to do is basically grab the token address and decide to make a pair on their exchange, and that's it. Nobody has to talk to us to get us listed on an exchange. Some exchanges do collaborations with the projects, and they usually take the shape of some sort of like marketing activity or trading competition or something to that effect, and we do have some of those scheduled. You can all imagine that, for example, MEXC, which is one of our investors, is going to be, we're going to be going there and doing a listing on MEXC. Right now, it's scheduled for January 12th. Subject to last minute changes, like always. This is like, it requires coordination with a lot of teams from across different areas and departments and things like that. So at this moment, that is the scheduled go live there. We are also talking to other exchanges. I cannot announce any of those right now, but we are collaborating with many of them in kind of putting together a little launch campaign on their exchanges, and as they become more official, you will hear about it from the official channels. And that's all I can say about that. Thank you, Hamed, for the question. Discord AMA link. When airdrop? All right. Crypto Jugger is asking when airdrop with a smiley face. Yeah. So, all right. So here's the deal. We have been working on the airdrop, and we kind of already have, or almost done with everything. We are in the phases of testing with the new money streams that are dedicated to that. Sunday, January 9th. Let's see. Sunday, January 9th. Sometime in the 24-hour calendar of UTC time, we are going to open up the airdrop for everybody to claim on the portal. Okay. So Sunday, that is 2 days from today. It's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to have the airdrop portal opened and ready to claim your airdrop rewards. Okay, so that is that. Let's see what. Hopefully that answers your question. When airdrop? There you go. When OSS, the mean style IDO code base. It's been open source for a long time now, so I'm not sure what you mean. When listing the great exchanges like Binance. All right, let's talk about Binance. So Binance, we did have a conversation with Binance about getting listed there. But their requirement for us to get listed there was that we had to give them a big percentage of our token total supply. And we said no to that because we are a community-driven project, and that will make Binance a large holder of our token. And so we said no to that. So until they want to list us with less rigorous and more, how should I put it, more friendly terms, then we'll be happy to get listed over there. But no Binance for now. All right. Let's see. There's a 30-minute slow-mo. Maybe talk about the airdrop. I already did. What kind of projects do you do in a year as a DAO community? Will you do in a year as a DAO community? In a year, I have no idea what's going to happen like in the DAO in the next 6 months, let alone in a year. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. We have, if you're talking about the projects of like in terms of product development, we do have a very extensive and pretty full pipeline in the roadmap, and I encourage everybody to go and see it. All right, let's see what else here we have. What happened? Yeah, but what when Mean was trading in Gate.io before your IDO and cheaper than IDO price? I hope you were here at the beginning. I'm not going to talk about price. Like, why do you keep asking stuff about price? It's the market. Like, you should probably not even be in this market, in the crypto market at all, or in any kind of investment market at all, if you don't understand how pricing and free market movement works. Like, yeah. Will AMA be recorded and logged? Almost always it is. So I'm going to go with yes. Has cross-chain been considered? Yes, Avalanche next priority. That's correct. Tariq, thank you for answering that. Let's see what else. Wait for the breakdown by Michelle. Is the airdrop happening now? Has been canceled? No, the airdrop has not been canceled. It's happening this Sunday. So maybe that question was asked before. Let's see. January 12th. Yeah. Could contain still pressure. So one thing about sell pressure and all of those kind of analysis that everybody is doing. So right now, so you have kind of an idea. Let me see if I open up here. Right now we have essentially a total circulating supply of 4.76% of the total allocation, but the amount that is actually tradable is a lot less than that, because we have still a lot of the unsold tokens from the IDO that are sitting basically in the DAO treasury. Okay, so the actual tradable circulating supply that we have is about 1.93%. Which is basically the total circulating minus the liquidity provision minus what is sitting in the DAO treasury. Okay, so something to keep in mind. And the only problem with having such a low circulating supply at the early onset is that any person kind of becomes like a mini whale, right? Because like if you think about like tokens that sell, 15-20% of their entire token allocation, it's really hard to make a big swing that is going to move the entire price. But when you have smaller token allocation or a smaller distribution, smaller circulating supply like we have, anybody with like a 50K bag can move the market quite a bit. So part of being listed in new exchanges and part of bringing additional users and releasing now the airdrop is that after the airdrop is released, we're going to have probably about 6 or 7%, a little bit under. Actually, no, because it's only 10% of that, so it's only going to be another 1 million. So we're going to go from a little over 4 million to a little over 5 million that are going to be in circulating. So still like small, but larger than what we have right now. I'm sure that there's a lot of like tokenomics experts in the audience, and we have a few of those ourselves, but nobody can predict these things. We could have made a little bit better design on some of these elements. Another thing that we're going to be doing is protocol-owned liquidity with LP bonds. That's going to come not soon enough, but it's looking like the end of January. right now. So end of January, beginning of February. It doesn't depend on us only. So like we're working with partners on these things. But yeah, that's going to kind of like do a lot of kind of like keep at bay all of those people that just want to that are not investing or that are not coming into the project because of the project fundamentals, and they just want to like make a quick buck on a daily trade with the token, right? So that's going to change that perspective and that dynamic quite a bit when protocol on liquidity comes live along with staking end of January. So we're like three weeks, I'm going to say 4 weeks just to be on the safe side, 4 weeks away from getting that going. All right. What else do we have here? Community is curious about innovations. Some things improving about farming operations and liquidity. What innovations will there be? Oh, I just talked about that. Look at that. I anticipated your question. I must be some sort of genius. Let's see. Will there be translation into AMA into Russian? Of the AMA into Russian, man, maybe we can do an AMA with a Russian ambassador or a Russian mod. I don't know how to do this translation of AMAs into Russian, to be honest. I guess ambassadors and mods take note. What can we do here for the Russian community? Yeah. Will other networks be added? We already answered that question. The answer is yes. Multi-chain is coming. Do you have plan to add other networks? Very good. Just an exchange is not enough. Other programs for staking. Yes, staking is going to be happening end of January, beginning of February, alongside protocol on liquidity. So those two, so the bonded LP tokens plus staking are all going to come kind of in tandem. All right. So a lot of more investment opportunities that are going to be exposed through the Meanfi portal. All right. What is this? Do you have an improvement plan for IDO investor or long-term investor? Can a special opportunity be offered to investors who trust and believe the project? Can a share be allocated from the budget to be distributed as a reward? Will only the people who receive the airdrop and the investor be evaluated separately? So that's like 5 questions in one, but yeah, that's 100%. And not only can there be a special allocation set to that, there is a special allocation set to that. It is the allocation that today you can go and benefit from by depositing liquidity. It is called, guess what? Liquidity mining. We send, to be specific, let's see, Orca. We send 315,000 tokens to Orca for liquidity rewards, for liquidity mining. If you deposit liquidity today in Orca, and for the next 12 weeks, or well, I guess for the 12 weeks starting when liquidity was provided, when the pool opened, you can get, I don't know how much are the APRs right now, but they're like pretty sexy. And those tokens were allocated for free, nobody paying for that, okay? So those are tokens that are given away as part of the liquidity mining program, okay? The same thing happened with Radiant, the same thing happened with Altrin. So not only are we doing that for people that are long-term believing in the project, or we're planning to do that, we are doing it right now. And what I just explained, FT, about doing protocol on liquidity is yet another program that is to incentivize long-term investors and long-term token holders of MEAN. And staking is yet another one. When we open up the staking portal, you will be able, in order to stake your MEAN and earn rewards from that, but you will be able to lock and guarantee that that MEAN is going to be locked for longer periods of time and get a multiplier effect and get basically a booster on your reward. So absolutely, we are thinking in long-term community members that want to be part of this project for many years to come, and that is why we have designed those things the way that we have. Hopefully, that answered your question. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. And will only the people who will receive the airdrop and investor be evaluated separately? They are evaluated separately. So much so that we unlock all of the tokens for the people that that put their money, and we have not yet initiated the airdrop. I hope that you listened to my earlier explanation about the mindset and the rationality that we went through when making those decisions. All right, moving on. I know it hasn't been easy on the part of the team, but I would like to ask, after the bugs delaying the airdrop is removed, is there any precautionary measures you would like to put in place for such bug and delay in the future? Yes, Amobi, that's actually a pretty good question. So the question is essentially, what precautionary measures are you putting in place to prevent things from happening in the future? So I want to kind of like set a stage that I have said many times before, and maybe I need to keep like reminding everybody of like the nature of the business that we are in. We are developing software, not a single project. Listen to me carefully. Not a single project that you can think of or mention hasn't gone through their life cycle without having bugs. Doesn't exist. If you think that your beloved project X is perfect, like hit yourself with a can on the head, because you are, oh my God, so wrong. Every project has bugs. Every project has issues and improvements and things that they go through. It doesn't matter what you're making. No single developer is perfect. No team of developers is perfect. The only difference is whether that team is transparent enough to say that out loud and recognize that publicly, or they're trying to or they're trying to fix that first and just kind of like go as if nothing happened, or fix it first and then recognize the fact that you had a problem but now it's fixed and everybody's good. Okay, so this is 3 ways to attack the problem. Normally, we would be the kind that is the last one. We would try to fix something that when we identify that there is an issue, that there's a bug, we will try to do as quick as possible the fix, and then we will let the community know, hey, listen, this happened, we fix it, nobody was affected by it. Go ahead and keep moving on. Now, the main difference with this particular bug that prevented money streams, the newer money streams that were going to be issued on the airdrop, on IDO and airdrop, to be upgradable in the future. With that particular bug, the problem was timing. That feature was not, that particular kind of bug was not in production yet. We were about to put it in production, and we didn't have enough time to fix it. Therefore, instead of putting it in production and then going through the cycle of, okay, the risk is out there, now we have to fix it so that then we can tell everybody about it. We decided not to put it out there in the first place and just tell everybody about it. And if you think that that makes us a bad development team, like, I mean, it's your piece of cake, buddy. Everybody, like, we are as transparent as we can be. And if you don't appreciate that fact, that we are being upfront with everything, and we have been upfront with everything, I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, what kind of measures, precautionary measures would be put in place? The ones that have been put in place is the answer to that. We have a lot of precautionary measures to that. We have unit tests on our things. We are working with 3 different security auditing firms to audit the different contracts that we have, because now we have even more contracts that are going to come live. We have a lot of community feedback that is given directly on our code. We're going to be opening up the bug bounty program to the community fairly soon as we have some of this, like, big boulders out of the way. So a lot of things that have been put in place are precisely to prevent issues like this in production. All right. So hopefully, Amobi, that was a good enough answer for you and for anybody having that same doubt. It is a very good question, by the way. Very good question. All right. What else do we have going on in here? It is 10:39, so we need to try to pick here some of the. You want to all get pancakes. Tagged in a comment about the roadmap. You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Animada, you have. I really need to underline my points to be sorted out. All right, so this is a very long question here. You almost wrote like an essay here. Let's see. Number one, the swap. There is a lot of friction in toggle. For instance, I'm not doing product. I'm not doing product. No, this is. If you have suggestions about the product, yes, it is super welcome, Animata. But I'm not reading this in here. I'm sorry. I think it should be released all at once. Choosing pairs, it should be a major currency rated buttons. All great feedbacks. Make sure that you give that right input. Mylene, I think you probably need to I don't know, talk to or read Animata's question here. It's very long. He has some suggestions, I think, about the product. Super welcome, by the way. Thank you very much. And we really welcome all of the input and feedback on the product. I think the airdrop should be released all at once. Yeah, you think wrong. It's not going to happen. If you cancel the airdrop, if you vest the airdrop, there will be two things that are about to happen. A future dump. No, yeah, it's not going to happen. Thank you, but suggestion heard, not taken. All right, move on. Any plans regarding the meme staking program? I already answered that. Can price bot be added to the server? Mods, can a price bot be added to a server? I hope so. Yes, shouldn't be a problem. We're going to be adding a price ticker also on meanfi.com directly. Okay. So that should be coming up. I want to say soon. Where is Durden? I don't know. He was around, but he's not anymore right now. Maybe he dropped. What is this? Will our community have an image of our own, like a uni? Like uni is the unicorn, orca is a whale, grape is a grape. Yeah, we have an M shield. Yeah, it's a shield that has an M in it. That's a logo. So yeah, there's our logo. There you go. Tariq just answered about the price bot. No price bot. We're focused on building. Thank you, Tariq. All right, let me take a look at Twitter, see if there are some questions here on Twitter directly. We have 16 comments here. Let's see if I have a question on the basis of the price of crypto. Not answering any questions on price. When FTX, we've actually been in touch with FTX. I'm pending a follow-up with them, but yes, hopefully soon, I would say, FTX listing. Yep. I just want to know when the airdrop. Hopefully you were listening before, and I already answered that question. Sunday. Will you release a P2E games? No, we're not a game studio. What will going to be the next big step? Look at the roadmap, but we just came out with the integration to Jupiter on our exchange. So now we have a lot more liquidity and pairs and routes and stuff like that to go through. Hopefully, that's been a welcome change. We have also incoming in the next 30 days or so. We have a number of things that are going to be happening from the protocol on liquidity to the staking portal to the first bits of the Solrise integration are also going to be happening fairly soon, where you're going to be able to leverage some of the Solrise products directly in Meanfi. So that's that. But yeah, just take a look at the roadmap, and we'll probably have like a more in-depth roadmap for the quarter being published. I guess, I don't know, whenever we have time for it. All right, what else do we have here? Where can we find proof of the other investors? Where can we find proof of there are investors? Just go and read the quotes that we have by those investors themselves. I don't know. I guess the retweets. Go ask them if we are part of their portfolio. Like, figure it out. I don't know. Like, I mean, we have a list of all of our investors, both on the website, on the IDO, on Twitter. They have retweeted us. They liked our stuff. Like, I'm not sure what that question even means. Okay. Everybody wants to be rich in one day. That's a problem. Yeah, I agree with you, HB. That is a problem. People think that this is about making a quick buck. It ain't. Remove me from the trash talk. I didn't write anything back. Johnny, you surely did. All right. So let me actually address this because we have one fancy list here in Twitter that is called, you want to guess what it's called? Trash Talk, no airdrop. Actually, anybody can go there and look at this awesome list that we have. It has 28 people in it. And those 28 muffos are not going to get one mean token or half or anything from the airdrop. Because you know who the airdrop is for? People that support the project. That's who the airdrop is for. People that support the project. The 4 categories that we had on the airdrop, the 4 allocations are explicitly and exclusively for people that support the project, not for mofos trying to trash talk what we do publicly. Okay? So, yeah, big middle finger to you, my friend. You can continue to trash talk anywhere. All right, who else? Let's see. I'm sorry, Iskender. I don't speak Turkish. I cannot answer your question there. Airdrop is not able to fuck his job for project. I'm actually not sure if this is trash talk or not, but I'm ready to ask to maybe like add this Furki Yanza person to the trash talking list. I'm going to leave it because I don't understand the question. So let me see. All right. It is 10:46. We are about on the 45-minute mark. Unless we have anybody else, Tariq, we had, 79 people on Twitter and 142, 43 on Discord. So a little over 200 people. Hopefully these are the right 200 people, the people that are with us because of the fundamentals that we have, because we are the first and only DeFi bank available, because we're building a better, more fair future for the unbanked and for every retail banker and retail investor that wants to participate in the global economy. And because we are building the tools to make sure that we are the financial equalizers for everybody around the world, for businesses and individuals. And those are the right reasons to be part of me. If not, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to repeat it, again, because I think that some people kind of like take offense over my dirty language that sometimes I use. But yeah. So with that being said, I think it is a good time for a wrap up. We have a busy January and February and March and the rest of the year. I think 2022, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, is going to be a freaking amazing year for us in the MinDAO and for the ecosystem in general. I think it's going to be a transformational year. And I hope that you are all part of it and part of us and part of this family to enjoy and reap the benefits together. Without further ado, let's fucking go! All right, that is a wrap, guys and girls. Go smell the flowers, and yeah, let's go.